The magnificent thing about Amelia is that in the eyes of the world, she never died. Her fear never witnessed, her failure never recorded.
Number 10. The Sodder Children. Tragedy struck the Sodder family on Christmas Eve in 1945. Their house in Fayetteville, West Virginia caught fire and burned down. While George, Jenny, and 4 of their children escaped, 5 completely disappeared. George and Jenny contested the electrical fire findings, believing that George's vocal criticism of Benito Mussolini made him a target, perhaps of the mafia. The FBI investigated the case as a possible kidnapping, but this proved fruitless. The most intriguing evidence of the kids' survival came in 1967, when the Sodders were sent a photo of a man. The mysterious sender claimed it was Louis Sodder, and he did bear a resemblance to their missing son. The family hired a PI to investigate, but he never contacted the Sodders again. Number 9. Dorothy Arnold. The daughter of a fine goods importer named Francis Arnold, Dorothy Arnold was a Manhattan socialite who was pursuing a career as a writer. On December 12, 1910, the 25-year-old Arnold went shopping for a debutante party dress. Arnold was witnessed in the Park and Tilford store and again at a nearby bookstore before running into her friend Gladys King. Arnold told King she was going to walk home through Central Park, but after waving goodbye, Arnold was never seen again. Private investigators couldn't locate her, and despite numerous sightings and rumors, the NYPD closed the case after 75 days. Dorothy's father passed away in 1922, leaving Dorothy out of his will in a final act of acceptance. Number 8. D.B. Cooper.
Who was Dan Cooper? Gentleman thief or violent criminal?
Few criminals are as notorious as D.B. Cooper. On November 24, 1971, a man hijacked a Boeing 727 between Portland and Seattle. Landing at Seattle-Tacoma Airport, he was given 4 parachutes and the modern-day equivalent of $1.3 million. The plane then took off. He jumped out and was never seen again.
Well, he either got away or else he sure made a big hole in the ground up there.
His identity is never uncovered, nor is his body.
Despite an extensive FBI investigation lasting 45 years, Cooper was never identified, and most of the cash remains missing. A break came in 1980 when a young boy found some of the ransom money on a Washington beach.
The bills totaling $5,880 were waterlogged and deteriorated.
There were 294 bills found, and all of those serial numbers are on the ransom list, so that money is definitely positively identified as having come from that particular ransom money.
However, this find didn't do much to quell the mystery. In fact, it arguably made it worse. Many experts have assumed that Cooper perished in the jump, but both his body and the remaining cash are unaccounted for.
The Cooper mystery and legend have not died with time. The tale still rolls through these hills and the rumors persist.
Number 7. Natalee Holloway. 18-year-old Natalee Holloway was on vacation in Aruba following her high school graduation when she disappeared.
Where she went and what happened to her has been a mystery that has haunted her family, friends, and investigators for years.
Holloway never showed up for her return flight home, and friends last reported seeing her with Dutchman Joran van der Sloot.
So now they have what they believe to be an actual image of this man.
They say, we've got a name for this kid.
Van der Sloot was arrested but released due to a lack of evidence. He was later captured on video claiming that Holloway was dead and that a friend had disposed of her body.
This guy has no emotion, no feeling.
He later retracted that statement, but alleged in a TV interview that he had sold Holloway into slavery. He further retracted those comments as well. Understandably, he remains the prime suspect in Holloway's disappearance, an argument strengthened by his killing of Stephanie Flores Ramirez in Peru in 2010.
And I think when I saw the ferocity of how he murdered and Stephanie, it really kind of all brought it full circle to me as to what happened to Natalee.
Number 6. Maura Murray. On the afternoon of February 9, 2004, 21-year-old nursing student Maura Murray emailed her college professors, claiming that she would be absent owing to a recent death in the family. At 7:27 that night, Murray crashed her car outside Woodsville, New Hampshire, but when law enforcement arrived nearly 20 minutes later, Murray had disappeared.
There was no injury, so they searched on foot and in vehicles. Basically what they were looking for was A, a person walking, or B, footprints in the snow. They found none.
Inside her car were packed clothes and toiletries, indicating that she had planned on traveling. Phone records later showed that Murray had phoned an agency that helps book hotels in Vermont. Murray's family claims that no one in the family had died, throwing a huge question mark over her email.
She took off. She had a reason. It wasn't the reason that she told everybody. There's no family emergency. There wasn't anything like that. There's something going on with her that caused her to leave. And again, it could have absolutely no connection to what happened to her. Or maybe it does, but we don't know.
But why would Maura Murray lie?
Murray's father believes his daughter is dead, having been the target of an abduction. However, nothing is proven.
All I have left is the public, because I'm not getting any help anywhere else. I'm asking for help for my daughter.
Number 5. Frederick Valentic. The disappearance of Australian pilot Frederick Valentic in 1978 is one of the most captivating UFO stories ever told. While on a training flight over the Bass Strait, Valentic radioed Melbourne Air Traffic Control to report an aircraft with bright landing lights flying directly above him.
Melbourne, this is Delta Sierra Juliet. That aircraft's just passed over me at least 1,000 feet above.
Air Traffic Control reported no other aircraft in the area. Valentic then clarified that it was, quote, not an aircraft, before his transmission was interrupted by a loud metallic scraping noise.
Pulsing sort of electronic.
Valentic and his plane were never seen again. It's been proposed that the inexperienced pilot was flying upside down and seeing his own lights in the water, or that he mistook planets and stars for a UFO while in a graveyard spiral. Of course, ufologists are not convinced.
Perhaps the secret of Frederick Valentic does lie many fathoms beneath Bass Strait. Or perhaps it lies far from our planet, light years beyond our understanding.
Number 4. Tara Calico. New Mexico's Tara Calico often rode her bike along State Road 47 with her mother, but her mother had recently stopped, believing that she was being stalked. Calico went on her daily bike ride on the morning of September 20th, 1988, and never returned home.
It's not like Tara to do something different than what she said she's going to do.
Panicked, Tara's mom calls Tara's boyfriend and police.
This wasn't a town where there was crime. Something had to have happened.
Nearly 1 year later, a horrifying Polaroid was found in the parking lot of a Florida convenience store, depicting a bound and gagged woman around Calico's age.
It appeared to have been taken inside a white van. The woman took the picture to the police.
Both Calico's mother and Scotland Yard concluded the woman was Calico. However, the FBI declared the evidence inconclusive, and the Los Alamos National Laboratory disagreed with Scotland Yard's assessment. No arrests have been made in connection with the photograph, and Calico remains missing.
Family, friends, and law enforcement wait, wonder, and hope for a miracle that someone who knows what happened to Tara Calico will finally give them answers.
We're still looking for you. We have not given up. We won't give up.
Number 3. Madeleine McCann. While vacationing in Portugal, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann was put to bed while her parents went to eat at a restaurant. 90 minutes later, McCann's mother returned to the room to find Madeleine missing.
And the window was open, the shutters raised.
And then just went flying out down to the tapas restaurant. Shouting, someone's taken Madeleine. And that's when the nightmare started.
Although Portuguese police did initially suspect the McCanns, this line of inquiry was soon dropped. But that didn't stop the tabloid press and social media from accusing the couple, spinning out their own baseless theories.
It got to the point where the newspapers would run almost anything.
German police began a new investigation into the McCann case in June of 2020, with the prime suspect being a 43-year-old man with a prior conviction.
But the evil that befell Maddie may now have a name. Christian Bruckner.
Authorities are working under the assumption that McCann is deceased.
Madeleine's parents say there is still no evidence that she's been harmed. In the absence of that, they have real hope that their daughter is alive and will one day be reunited with them.
Number 2. Jimmy Hoffa.
What do you do for entertainment?
Right here, work.
This is entertainment?
7 days a week, I have more fun here working than anybody can have on a golf course or any sport you can name me.
The name of this labor union leader has long been synonymous with missing persons cases. Serving as president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Hoffa often collaborated with organized crime, and it's long been suspected that the mafia was responsible for his disappearance. Hoffa went missing after a scheduled meeting with Capo Regime's Anthony Provenzano and Anthony Giacalone, lending credence to this argument.
Hoffa's former driver, Marvin Elkins, says he had a bad feeling.
When I had coffee with him the day before, I warned him. I said, Mr. Hoffa, there's a lot of people very upset. And his words to me were, my people will never harm me.
This relationship was dramatized in Martin Scorsese's The Irishman, itself based on the nonfiction book I Heard You Paint Houses. If that story is to be believed, and it is not unanimously believed, then Frank Sheeran carried out the hit on Hoffa, and his body was secretly cremated.
Let's get out of here, Frank. Come on.
Number 1. Amelia Earhart. Perhaps the most infamous missing persons case of all time, the disappearance of Amelia Earhart has long been studied and debated. Earhart was a renowned pilot in her day, becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean.
The magnificent thing about Amelia is that in the eyes of the world, she never died. Her fear never witnessed, her failure never recorded.
In the summer of 1937, Earhart tried to do one better by circumnavigating the globe. Unfortunately, both she and her navigator Fred Noonan went missing over the Pacific Ocean, and neither they nor their aircraft have ever been recovered.
This grainy film records the last time Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan are ever seen alive.
Countless theories have been put forth, like the two being captured by Japanese forces or landing and living on Gardner Island. However, no evidence has been found of either, and it's likely that Earhart ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean.
Not a trace of wreckage was found floating. There was no mayday call. There was no distress call.
For 70 years, investigators have been trying to solve the Earhart enigma.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.